Welcome to People in Legal.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's awesome. And tell us a bit about what you're doing at the moment.
Well, I run Legal Tech Hub,
Yes.
and it is
Great publication.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's a company providing analysis, market analysis, and educational content for the market, including a full directory of legal technology solutions and market reports and survey data and high quality report on what's happening in the market, not news, but what does this mean for the market? What should people do in response? That kind of practical type of thing.
Yeah.
But also we do advisory work. So we work with law firms, corporate legal departments, vendors,
Okay.
and also investors in the industry.
Okay. For example, if somebody was considering a particular system, you can help them arrange a beauty parade or something like that?
We do that,
Okay.
tech selection, but we also do AI strategy. And that's
Okay.
really that's the biggest demand at the moment, I would say, for our time on the
Right, okay.
advisory side,
Yep.
especially on the law firm side. So AI advisory, AI policy work,
Yeah.
adoption and change
Okay.
management is just a huge thing for people at the moment. Workflow mapping and identification of use cases. But I
Yeah.
also need to say, because it's highly relevant for this podcast in particular,
Yes.
that we run a series of events, and we are for the first time bringing an event to Australia.
Fantastic.
So on July
When's that gonna-
30th, we
Oh,
have
wow.
the LTH Horizons event
Wow.
in
Okay.
Sydney.
Fantastic.
So everyone should come.
Yes.
No, it'll be great. Our events, we keep them, unlike this, we're recording at LegalTechTalk, which is
Yes.
massive and
Yeah, very
incredible.
large. Yeah.
But we deliberately keep our events really small
Okay.
because we really want to focus in on the content and bring together key people, often across verticals, to have some of the most critical discussions that must happen right now
Yeah.
in order to drive change forward across the industry.
Who are the people that you're aiming to reach in Sydney? So our audience can know.
All kinds of people in law,
Okay.
especially corporate legal. So if you're in legal ops, if you're a GC, but also innovation at law firms, AM at law firms, or if AI sits separately, IT. Increasingly, we find this is highly relevant content to partners, associates, managing partners. I speak to a lot of managing partners about strategy.
Yes.
So I would really say, if you were in legal, if you're a law student, anywhere in the legal industry, the content will be relevant. Or law adjacent.
Law
Exactly.
adjacent.
Exactly. Yes.
That sounds really interesting. And one of the things I was wondering about was that strategy piece is often overlooked. For example, here at Legal Tech Talks, there's all vendors, right? So lots of software. Sometimes we miss the strategy. What are some of the key pointers you'd give to people considering that?
I mean, first of all, I could not agree more.
Yeah.
I actually think that's been one of the problems over the past years, is that it's not even that people miss strategy altogether. I think sometimes we have a fundamental misunderstanding about what strategy is.
Yeah.
So people think buying tech is the strategy.
Yes.
Right? Like, my strategy is that I went with this AI tool.
Yes.
Well, that is not a strategy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The strategy, I would say, is a critical piece before you go and buy technology tools, because you're setting yourself up with the decision frameworks that you need in order to be successful downstream and ensure that you're making the right investment decisions. So when I look at strategy, I think about, for a law firm, if you're running innovation and AI, is part of that, you really need to, first of all, understand what the strategy is of the firm as a whole.
Yeah.
What are the strategic growth goals, the strategic business goals of your organization?
Yeah.
What are the most highly prioritized practices? What are the most important clients, industries? What does the firm want to achieve in the next 3 years, 5 years, et cetera?
Yeah.
Then you tie your AI strategy to that. So we have a framework that we use internally, and it really runs firms through how to look at the positioning in the market and what they want to achieve as a result of AI.
Yeah.
And then how they want to approach processes and workflows internally.
Yeah.
How they want to approach platforms. So not which platform, but what's the approach? Will they build? Will they buy? Will they do some measure of both?
All that work needs to be done.
Right.
So,
Will they? What's the framework they're going to use to decide when to do which? Those kinds of decisions. And there's much more as well. In fact, policy is a part of that as well, and your approach to policy.
Yeah.
But that's how we walk firms through, and you're left with something that gives you kind of like a North Star
Yes.
of how to build out your AI initiatives and how to execute on them in a way that you can guarantee will actually bring value to the firm rather than a kind of scattershot, fragmented approach where you're buying here, doing something here, you know, not really quite sure what the whole goal is.
You end up with a mixed bag of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that that's really important because, you know, in other projects in business world, you wouldn't just buy tools not randomly, but you wouldn't buy the cheapest one or the most shiny one without doing that analysis. So I think that that's a really good point that you raised.
Yeah.
And how have you found the energy here at LegalTechTalk?
It's magnificent. Have you been to this before?
No, I haven't.
No, I had not either. So I was aware of the event, and Bradley had reached out to me a few years ago, actually, to tell me he was building this. But I haven't made it over before, and I'm so glad I came. Wow. It is wild. The amount of energy, the number of people, but it's also high quality. I'm finding that the people here are really good. So the serendipitous conversations I'm having are excellent. And it's also highly international. More so than a lot of the conferences in the US because the proximity to Europe means you're getting all of the EU firms, obviously UK, some African firms, but then Australians have flown over. Lots have flown over from the US. There's Canadians. So it's a really international event, which I love.
Yeah, fantastic. And for our listeners, where can they find you, and where can they reserve their place at the upcoming Sydney event?
So find us at LegalTechnologyHub.com. Find me on LinkedIn, Nicola or Nikki Shaver, Nikki. And if you go to our site, LegalTechHub.com, there is a drop down for events. Go to LTH events and you'll find the Sydney event and you can just register there. Or if you have questions about it, just reach out to me. And
awesome.
Happy to direct you.
Awesome.
And I'm sure I'll see you there.
I'll be there. Yeah, of course. And just peering into the crystal ball, that's a closing question. What do you think will be the top 1 or 2 things we're going to be looking for or looking at over the next 12 months?
Oh, we're deep into, I think, discussions around revaluing legal work.
Right.
And I think that is going to be a very significant focus for firms. It is already, but will continue to be. I think the other one is AI governance. That is something I think firms are not grappling with enough, but they should be. And the third is talent. Where is your talent going to come from? What kind of talent do you need?
3 tips. Great.
That's right.
We'll watch for them over the next year.
Wonderful.
Thanks for your time, Nikki.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks very much.
For having me.
Thanks very much.